Good afternoon, Ruskin enjoyers. I hope you're doing alright. So I've already had a bit of a sleep. I probably could go get some more. But anyway, the main point I'm trying to get across is I'm here at midday. It's been about 14 hours since the Rust rotated, which is super helpful because we get a better insight in regards to how much each of these skins might sell by next Thursday, and also question whether these skins might be very nice investments and whatnot. So of course, what's the focus of the video with the predictions video? We're here to take a look at all the skins and try and figure out which of these skins is potentially the best investment for this week, and which of these skins could still help us walk away with some sweet, delicious profit. Sit back, relax. Hedge can start yapping. Now, of course, with it being 14 hours later, I should just quickly showcase this to you because, of course, my roster rotation video has been out for a while, and with some of the skins that we saw being accepted with this roster, which is pretty ridiculous, well, let me sit here and say, it's pretty good camouflage. It's pretty good camouflage, but if you need to see it for yourself, go to this video, scroll down to the chapters, and yes, some people said my video is not chaptered. Here, apparently not, but I can confirm that they're all there. All the chapters are there. You'll have to scroll down and look in the description. I'm surprised people don't do that. But anyway, Temple Tier 3 green camouflage checks, the Fallen desert camouflage checks. Yes, even the Fallen collection could potentially be a nice, viable camouflage set. If you need to learn, go watch. The chapters are there. Now, more specifically, with that Tier 3 armor, you can see I've done a comparison with Temple Tier 3 and Forest Raiders camo as a short video as well. It was an incredibly massive surprise to see this being accepted. And you know what? Instantly, I'm going to jump in and say, those two skins are probably the best investment for this week. Two reasons. Number one, green camouflage. Oh, say no more. But number two, the sales. They are selling a lot less than what I was anticipating. Like, I initially said, well, you know, if they sell about 30,000, it'll be all right. No. At the current rate of sales we're looking at, these are not selling 30,000 by the end of the 7-day tenure. By next Thursday, a more realistic option, probably between 20 to 25,000 subscribers, and it might be in the lower side of things. If these do end up reaching about 8,000 subscribers, by of course maybe around like the 24-hour mark, okay, yeah, maybe it's going to comfortably go over 20,000, but still, with what I'm looking at right now, it does not look like it's going to be selling that ridiculous amounts. So, okay, not too bad. But to truly understand how effective it is as some nice camouflage, and just to remind you, the chest plate is different. All the pictures here are from the original chest plate. What we have here is the newer version, the version 2. So don't worry, it doesn't glow in the dark, it doesn't stand out, it doesn't even reflect that much. And to learn about that, you got to watch the rust rotation video. So sorry, but you'll see it for yourself, and you'll understand how great this is. Like, in regards to Forest Raiders, for so long, people have been complaining. They've been so upset that they can't afford a nice budget alternative for some green camouflage. I'll tell you what, go take a look. Go take a look at Flashbacks. Yep, Flashbacks hoodie and pants, very approachable. I have done countless comparisons between Flashbacks collection and, of course, with Forest Raiders. Because right now, Forest Raiders, if you just look at the hoodie and pants here, well, that together, oh, God blimey, that's about $65. Do you know how much Flashbacks costs? Right now, Flashbacks costs about, you're looking at maybe about, at best, $7 to $8. Well over $50 cheaper. And if you go watch the rust rotation video, you'll realise this, paired up with the brand new Tier 3 armour that we have, which, by the way, Forest Raiders Tier 3 costs $44 together, just saying. You go get yourself some Flashbacks, you go get the Temple Tier 3, you go grab yourself some tank armour road sign gloves. I don't know what you're going to do about boots, but you've probably, at best, only spent around $15 compared to potentially spending about $300 for the Forest Raiders. And the comparison is, like, impressive. The budget option actually does a very, very good job. So I wouldn't be surprised if Temple Tier 3 in the foreseeable future will be treated as a nice budget option for armour, green armour. But we should also clarify, Skin Creator has apparently said he does intend to do Tier 2 next. Got to keep an eye on the workshop over the course of this weekend now. You've got to see, will we see more? And I would rather see Tier 2. If this ends up being an incomplete collection, but at the very least, if he gets Tier 2 made, that's fine, because we can always use Flashbacks with it, so just saying. Anyway, so yeah, for all those people complaining about, oh, where's Flashbacks? Trust me, this Tier 3 does a perfectly fine job. You could even go ahead and grab yourself maybe a Reptile Hunter kilt. Again, this is the stuff I wore in the Rust Rotation video. You could go see it for yourself. Reptile Hunter kilt, okay, that'll set you back about $6. Yeah, but still, so much more affordable in comparison to Forest Raiders, and pretty much just as effective. Just as effective, I'm not joking. So, we've basically got the point across. This tier 3 armor, oh yeah, I think a lot of people will be appreciating it. But how come it's got such low sales? Well, it's probably because we don't have that many people playing at the moment. There you go. It's September. Lots of people went back to school and education, and they have to worry about homework. Oh dear. But this is a routine thing that happens every single year. I have been warning people about this more than enough. Don't worry. As we end the year, with the naval update on the horizon, I won't be surprised if we see a lot of people return, much like what we did with last year. We had an average player count throughout all of the summer months with over 90,000, and then it drops off to 76,000. But after that, it recovered, and it was absolutely wonderful. If you can remember, all-time peak player count for January Force Wipe. We're getting closer and closer to January 2026, and let me tell you, that naval update, I'm pretty sure, will be bringing a lot of people in. A lot of people will want to return to be pirates. We all want to be pirates. You've got to practice your sea shanties. Anyway, point made. When loads of people return, I wouldn't be surprised they'll see that and go, what? We got more green armor? When? Why didn't we get it when we had the jungle update? Who knows? Anyway, keep an eye out. If we do see tier 2, oh mate, this tier 3 armor is going to have a wonderful time. But if it also doesn't sell that much as well, or even better, both those skins are also abnormal. So cool, understood. What's also looking pretty interesting as a nice investment, Sinotype explosives, purely based on the fact that so many people have said, oh, that's the best one. In terms of its design, I wouldn't say no. The boom picture, the pictures all on the sides as well, the fact that it literally says boom on the side instead of explosives like it says in the top. This right here, a lot of people have just kept on saying positive things. It is selling quite nicely at the moment, although we should keep track. Will it actually sell quite a lot? Will this end up becoming the second lowest selling skin? With the previous week, we of course had Sulfur. That did not sell that much, and that has become the second lowest selling skin we've seen out of all the Sinotype skins. Even though it's what number? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Number 10. Sorry. So there's also another question. How many more Sinotype skins are we going to see? We're about to roll into October. We're about to have Halloween rust stores. I think at best we're probably going to see maybe 3 or 4 more, and that's it. But I don't know. I don't work for Face Punch. This is me just guessing. Now I should also point out, as you'll see over to here, we do have charcoal, which definitely looks like charcoal, right? Steaming pile of charcoal. Yeah, okay. So that's still on the horizon. So, okay, keep an eye on the workshop. We'll see what he's making next. Is it going to be like drop box, wood box, some sort of like building parts? I did suggest the idea of boat parts because, of course, with the naval update on the horizon, who knows what things we're going to have stored away, maintaining our boats, building our boats, all of that. So, okay, cool. But it is looking pretty interesting, and Sinotype skins have been fairly okay. Yes, some of the skins have gone down, some of the skins have gone up. On average, aside from the firearms, all of these are on average selling for about $3, which was to be expected. I mentioned this a long time ago. By October time, when we go for our first proper dip, do not be surprised if all of these are stagnating at around $3. And based on what you see here, it's kind of already happening. Cool. Right then, well, long term should be all right. What else are we going to look at? Small meds box. Now, I'm not sure if this is going to be as popular, but if you haven't noticed, we have a small box collection for sure. And I've got to tell you what happened earlier. So the skin creator came to my stream, and we found out he wanted to do a bed skin. Bed skins? Oh, don't worry, I'll talk about that in a bit. Look in the description, you can see the chapters, you can skip ahead if you want, but he was originally going to do a bed skin. He had a cute idea, but I was like, bud, with the position that you're in, you got to focus this. You got to focus it until they stop accepting them. So basically, we peer pressured him to commit to doing cards box next. And he's going to do it. Because I told him, look, if you can get that out for October Force Wipe, which very likely will bring in quite a lot of people, because of course with the changes, with the update, with the balancing, the meta shift. The meta shift is what's going to be called, with the changes to loot and the shift and changes to certain monuments and whatnot. it might bring in quite a lot of curious people, aka a lot more people will be playing then compared to what we see right now and the peak we just saw. So basically what I'm saying is, if we do get cards box, number one, 4th skin to be accepted in this small props collection, but number 2, that'll be the first ever cards box we've ever seen for Rust. And of course it'll be for your key cards. So yeah, I think a lot of people would greatly appreciate that, and I think it would sell a lot. So after we explained that to him, he got the clue and was like, oh yeah, that's probably a better idea. So he's going to be making that over the course of this weekend. Keep an eye out on his workshop, right? Things are looking very, very interesting. However, how far will this proposed collection go? That's the question. With previous instances of small box collections, it literally only happened last year. You may recall we had the base boxes. So yeah, base box, yeah. They only got 4 skins accepted, and then they all went down in price. It wasn't like a very helpful sort of collection of small box skins. However, we did get the supplementary extra small boxes for the Neon collection, and they have been appreciated, but they also sold an absurd amount. So as time went on, unfortunately, these have suffered, but some of them have also done quite all right. These did about 50,000 subscribers almost. Not too surprising to see some of them suffering. But over to here, these aren't selling 50,000. That is 17,000 almost. This is 25,000 almost. Not sure what this is going to do. I get the feeling this is going to sell less compared to that, but I will not be surprised in the slightest if we do see a cards box next week. I wouldn't be surprised if that goes over 30,000. I think people generally really want to get that. Okay, well, please consider watching my Rust rotation video to get a good look at it, and of course my yapping and discussion in regards to the small boxes, and also to get a quick early look in regards to some of the bed skins. Oh, what, some? Yeah, we've already got some bed skins. Anyway, out of all these other skins, what's looking to be pretty appealing? Well, I've got to sit here and say I was incredibly surprised to see this. We have another wooden double door, and it's not selling that much. And it's basically lining up where it's going to probably emulate the behavior of the pixel armored double door. This came out late last year. We already had a few options already appear. This doesn't glow in the dark. It doesn't have any transparency. It's just an armored double door. What's wrong with that? Well, it's got no like features to kind of give you a bit of an advantage, whereas we do have other skins that do, and people do tend to prefer them. It didn't sell that much, and well, it actually worked out quite alright because of that. Comfortably in the positive. That only did 7,500 subscribers almost. Now we move over to here. So if you're wondering, when we had the wooden double door being the focused item of the month, when we got the 4th one, I did say I do not expect another wooden double door skin to be accepted for quite some time. Because of course, I just don't see them being submitted that much. Well, that has happened. We haven't seen that many wooden double doors being submitted. But lo and behold, Facepunch decided to pick out a wooden double door that was submitted over a year ago. That's one of the late picks this week, the extra late picks. I don't know what compelled them to pick out a pixel wooden double door, but hey, if it doesn't sell that much, it actually does look very interesting. Because of course, I reckon next year we'll probably go back to only getting like 1 skin accepted. Who knows how long that will go on for until, of course, we maybe start seeing this being the focused item of the month again. So yeah, honestly, keep an eye on that. It actually might work out quite alright. However, doesn't glow in the dark, doesn't have transparency. I don't think it's going to be potentially as successful as the Celestial Harmony double door, which, by the way, is actually doing quite alright at the moment. We didn't get a collection continuation though, that's unfortunate. Skin creators did try, but then this didn't work out, unfortunately, so keep an eye on it. It is looking interesting, and it is abnormal, so we can get that early insight. However, do take this into consideration. We're about to roll into October time. Some of these skins might suffer immediately, but care more about January time, post-Christmas time, because as I said, towards the end of this year, we are expecting a lot of people to return, especially with the naval update. So looking at all the remaining skins, what do I want to talk about right now? I think I'm going to talk about the Fallen Boots. So, again, sorry, I did mention it. In my Rust rotation video, I did make a bit of a fuss talking about this, because this, with its collection, the Fallen collection, it actually does do a pretty good job in terms of like being decent camouflage for the desert. I've got to go ahead and show you my Twitter, because I was posting a lot. A lot of people keeping track of what Hedge was saying. Normally, at best, I'll probably get like several hundred views and whatnot. That got 4K. All of these other pictures were getting quite a lot of views and whatnot. But yeah, that right there is everything we have with the Fallen collection so far. Tier 2, hoodie and pants, boots and gloves. I have asked the skin creator, would he like to do another attempt for the Tier 3? But then again, how many tier 3 pieces are we missing at the moment? Tire tier 3, Deep Ruby tier 3, Funerary tier 3, where is it? Where did all the tier 3 armor go? Don't know. But yeah, that keeps on happening, doesn't it? However, I did make quite a fuss. I did point it out. Desert Raiders right now costs an absolutely ridiculous amount of money. It has gone down in price. But you'll sit there and say, really? That's gone down in price? So take a look at this. I spelt it wrong, but it still worked out. Altogether, if you take away the weapons, this is about $250. It was $300 earlier in the summer. So that just keeps getting more and more expensive. But I do point out, you can just go ahead and grab Sand Rhino tier 3, put it on with the Fallen collection. You will save an absurd amount of money, and it almost is just as good. A lot of people are concerned about the red on the clothing and the armor. From a distance, you do not notice it. It's a good thing I took this picture. The red is still somewhat more noticeable, but you do not see it that much on the chest area. And if we do see tier 3, well, if we do see a second version, I would like it if they didn't make it so red, because I do recall the first attempt had a bit of red in it. But you could just go grab yourself Sand Rhino tier 3. So, okay, cool. So, yes. Very nice. It's also the green stuff here as well. Can you see me? I'm right there. And again, I do some very nice showcasings in my Rust rotation video, so I'll try my best to not mention it again. Sorry about that. So yeah, honestly, the boots, you are not selling that much. The collection itself hasn't really sold that much either. It is in a very interesting spot, and the skin creator, well, let's go over to here. Let's go to the workshop page. Did he respond? No. Okay. Well, we'll have to wait and see. But I would assume this is probably a good indicator that, well, if Face Punch was willing to pull it out after 6 months, maybe they would like to see the tier 3. It's just, where's all the other tier 3 armor, huh? Face Punch, where is it? Anyway, cool, we got that understood. Let's see if it pans out nicely. What we have to hope for, if we don't want it to sell over 10,000 subscribers. So, gloves here did just about 10,000 subscribers. Hoodie pants, well, that did about 11,500. And the tier 2 here, it did just over 11,000. If this sells less, oh, it's in a very, very interesting spot. And if we do see tier 3 actually being accepted, oh, even better. So there's a lot of potential there, but then again, it's like a lot of potential with this as well. Nothing is a guarantee, and unfortunately, that's a harsh reality you're gonna have to deal with. So yeah. Right then, out of all these other skins, what's also looking pretty appealing? Well, I have to bring up the garage door. It does look quite nice. The all-seeing eye, the Illuminati. I think quite a lot of role players would probably find this pretty useful. Pretty fun. It does glow in the dark quite brightly. Not absurdly, but reasonably. I think it's okay, but I still think you're gonna you will be better off doing, putting down a buy order. The amount of garage doors we've seen so far this year is 30. We still have like another 12 Rust doors to go until the end of the year. I'm pretty sure we will be beating the record-breaking amount that we saw last year, which was 34. And as you'll notice, pretty much every single garage door that came out this year, except this one and this one, all of them are in the negative. Popstar's not doing too bad, but still, it's only 2 that are in the positive at the moment. It might be interesting, it might be fun, but I wouldn't be surprised if you could potentially pick that up for about half the price. We'll keep an eye on the sales. It is abnormal. We can chase that, chase that next Wednesday night, but keep an eye on it, right? I'm not joking though. I wouldn't be surprised if you could pick it up for a cheaper price. Let's see if he makes a collection continuation. Will we get potentially like an Illuminati deplorable set? That might be pretty interesting, but we have to see what the skin creator wants to do. So, okay, cool. Fair enough. We'll leave it at that. Looking at the remaining skins, I mean, unfortunately, I just don't feel that confident with the weapons. However, Abyss might be interesting. So Abyss collection is, well, fairly in demand. Not all of it, but a fairly decent portion of it is. Now, we actually have an AK-47 that's in the positive here. That's an incredibly rare sight to see. People do seem to appreciate some of the skins we have, but this right here, it is the 4th M39 to be accepted in a row. M39, of course, was the focused item of the month for September. Next week, we're going to see a miner hat. Miner hat is the focused item for October. And we might be seeing a Senior Tomato one. Keep an eye on the workshop over the course of the weekend. I'm pretty sure we're going to see some very interesting things appearing. Beds minor hats. It's going to get weird, but it's going to be pretty interesting because at least we'll see something different. Anyway, focusing this. No Mercy did quite all right, only 12,000 subscribers, and of course with its collection being large and fairly in demand, it's doing better at the moment. But then again, look at this in a week or two's time. Is it going to struggle? Is it going to suffer? I don't think it'll suffer as much as this, but I wouldn't be surprised if it still goes below its rush store price. Now with the Abyss M39. At the current rate of sales, I think it's going to be very similar to these two. Now, Abyss collection is fairly in demand, but I could still see this go below its rush store price as well. I've mentioned this now because I kind of feel like this is going to do better compared to the other weapon skins, but I'm still a bit conflicted. How often do you use an M39? Oh, okay, well, there we go. I haven't heard that many people say they use it that much, so that's a bit of a concern. If you don't use the weapon that much, where's the justification to own skins? Oh, okay. We'll keep an eye on it. I think we will resume going back to hardly seeing any M39 skins being accepted again. Of course, not being made as well. But I should point this out. I did say that about the wooden double doors. Have you noticed a bit of a strange pattern? Well, let me quickly remind you. To complete the sets rush store, towards the end of August, we randomly got a salvaged ice pick. Now, I might just be assuming things, but we did have the salvaged ice pick as the focused item for July, didn't we? How come we got an extra one randomly towards the end of the next month? Well, if I could just quickly also point out, did you notice the wooden double door? Oh, hang on a minute. So they've picked another skin that was previously a focused item of the month that appeared almost like a month later. Yeah. Are we going to see an M39 randomly towards the end of October in about 4 weeks' time? Probably. But it'll be Halloween rush stores. So if you're a skin creator, go make an M39, a Halloween M39, and we'll see what happens, all right? So, okay, cool, fair enough. We'll just leave it at that. But I'm not feeling 100% confident. And with the double barrel shotgun, the MP5, and the AK-47, whilst they've got some pretty interesting designs to them, this one kind of creeps me out. I don't think they're going to hold up. Nuke Vibe, your collection isn't exactly in demand. It's unfortunate, but it's quite clear. The MP5, whilst you do look pretty interesting in game, and of course watch my rust rotation video. Oh, I did it again, sorry. Well, you know, go give it a good watch. I'm pretty sure a lot of you will actually like the MP5. It hasn't got like a transparent aim sight or anything. It doesn't really stand out in terms of features, and I worry for it. Especially when you look at all the MP5s that have come out recently, not looking good. And double barrel shotguns, we'd literally just had one last week. How's that currently holding up at the moment? Well, we'll take one quick look, and what do you see? Unfortunately, it's already gone down a price. Oh dear, who would have guessed? So yeah, unfortunately, for all three of these other weapon skins, it very likely will just be a 60 cent to 80 cent barter situation. Sorry to say, but you watch me to be warned, and I've warned you. So okay, that was all the skins then. We've got some very interesting things to chase after next week with the abnormals. And I should point this out. If you don't understand what abnormals are, go to my YouTube, hop over to here, look at the Ruskin Abnormal Barders for September 25, 2025, watch the first 5 minutes, go down to the description, skip ahead to the Barders chapter. In short, abnormal skins, they will become marketable before the roster even rotates, a good 20 hours beforehand. And with that 20 hours, we've got an early insight as to whether these skins are actually going to retain their value, because we get to see all the Barders, we get to see how high the price goes with the Barders. Last night, we did Barders and all the skins. Only the Sinotype looked interesting. But in previous batches of abnormals, I've suddenly felt so much more confident in chasing after a certain skin and actually buying some of them, purely because I noticed, well, hang on a minute, the Barders go so high. This actually looks pretty interesting. This actually looks like it's retain its value. So go give it a good watch. You'll understand how helpful it is to be doing abnormals. So if you want to invest into Rust skins, you have to know about this. And if you're still unsure, well, of course, next Wednesday, I will be streaming this. So, of course, look in the description of this video right now. You'll see the links to all my socials. Ooh. So, yeah, go give that a good watch. And watch me next week on stream. I'll try my best to help you all out. We'll sit here, discuss the prices for all the skins in terms of, based on the amount of sales we saw. And, yeah, so just for you. Okay, cool. Now we need to go ahead and talk about some interesting things that are happening over the course, of the next several months, perhaps. It has been announced next week, for October, we're getting a brand new Skinnable beds. What a lovely picture, Mr. Alistair. Now, are we going to actually sell that in the Rust store? Okay, anyway. So, there is a new initiative. Going forwards, we're aiming to release one new Skinnable almost every month till we run out. We'll go in a rough order from most requested based on several recent community surveys. Community surveys? I wonder what he's referencing. Oh, it's suddenly it can't be these surveys that we've been doing recently for weapons and tools. Oh no, surely not. Surely not. Yes, it is. I'm still expecting them to put out another survey for deplorables or clothing armor next week. It wouldn't surprise me, and I guess I'll make another video talking about it. Based on what we've seen with our tweets, if I could go back over to here, at the same time, we saw mentions of bed and handmade LMG becoming skinnable. I'm rolling with the expectation. Next week, of course, we're going to see the bed becoming skinnable, but I think November, it's going to be the handmade LMG. No idea what's going to be next after that, but based on the amount of things that you lot have said, it'll probably be small backpack, SKS, wolf headdress, something like that. And I won't be upset about that. So this is actually looking pretty interesting now. We are probably going to see like tons upon tons of brand new skinnables. Rustors are going to actually look pretty interesting. However, I do have to warn you. When we see a brand new skinnable, unfortunately, the very first few will sell an absurd amount. Do you remember when we first got the backpack skins? So if I could just quickly go over to here, backpack. Basically, the first few backpack skins, they sold far too much. And to this day, because they sold far too much, they are now struggling. This has happened in many other instances with brand new skinnables. And, well, look no further than this video. I knew what was going to happen. I could easily tell. So this is me yapping about this back in November of 2024. I could easily see it happening, and lo and behold, it happened. Right? So be careful with these brand new bed skins. By the way, if you were to look in the description right now, you will see that I will link this. You can see all the brand new beds right now. To get a quick preview of these two right here, consider watching my rust rotation video, sorry, but it's literally at the very beginning. It looks like we have a brand new bed over to here. Oh, it's a collection continuation to the work crate. Interesting. Where's the mattress? Oh no. So, okay, yeah, that's pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. Sorry, I lost my tongue there. So, yeah, bed skins next week. And I would be surprised if we probably see like 2 of them being accepted next week. And of course, we've got to look forward to Twitch drops. Cool. Now, speaking of Twitch drops, okay, yeah, we're going to talk about this as well. Quite a lot of you are asking about the next secret Twitch drop. It hasn't been fully revealed yet. But once it is, I assure you, I will scream, I will shout, I'll make sure that you know about it. And of course, I'll put a short video out of it as well. So in-game, in the Rust Kingdoms 3 event, they haven't fully figured out who's getting the drop yet. We still have another 5 days to go. There's no need to panic. Once it's announced, I will make another tweet like this. Because I put this tweet out and suddenly I get almost 20,000 views. People didn't realise. People didn't know. So if you found out through this, you know, my pleasure. So yeah, there is one more Twitch drop. It hasn't been fully announced yet. But once it is, then I'll do it, okay? Because I was asked, don't ruin the secret. So yeah, cool. Is there anything else I need to yap about? Well, we've kind of covered everything that I needed to say, and I would recommend keep an eye out with my Twitter, because of course I'm always putting out some interesting things every now and then. I've been getting tons upon tons upon tons upon tons of new follows recently. There's that proposed budget green set with the brand new Temple Tier 3. Doing a very good job, and in comparison with the Forest Raiders, honestly, it's not that bad. To save over $200, I mean, I don't think anybody's going to sit there and say it's that bad. So, okay, cool. And if you'd actually like to learn a lot more in regards to like green clothing and armor, earlier this year when we had the jungle update, I did just that. I did some comparisons. It is a big fat video. It is a big fat video. However, lots of chapters. So if you only care about like Elite Crate, for example, just only look at the Elite Crate videos. So yeah, it's all there. Up to it. Go. I'm joking. But I will link that in the description as well. So the tweets as well, that will be there. And of course, being able to look at all the brand new beds. Yeah. And whilst I'm here, I should also point out plenty more Halloween skins have been submitted. All of them have to be in by October 7. And chances are you're going to start seeing a lot more Halloween beds. And potentially quite a lot of miner hats. Yep. So we have 39 in total so far. But having looked on the workshop myself, there is plenty more. There is more. So yeah. Oh, look. Is that a double door? Is that a sheet metal? Oh, okay. That's a collection continuation, isn't it? I swear we've got one of these accepted before, right? Cool. All right, then. Well, you've got to keep an eye out. Plenty more very interesting designs are being posted. Oh, we've got another collection here. Yep, I forgot to mention this. Do you remember the cool-looking Frankenstein fridge we got last year? Now we've got Frankenstein locker. 2 for the price of 1, quite literally, as you'll see here. 2 guys, yay! So that's looking pretty sweet. That's looking pretty cool. Halloween is literally just around, just around the corner in about 2 or 3 weeks' time. I don't know if we're going to get 2 or 3 weeks of Halloween, but we'll find out, won't we? Yeah, we'll find out. And of course, if I could just quickly showcase this to you, whenever something brand new has been added to Rust, if you go to scmn.app, go over to here to the left, you see the item section? Let's just tab that out. You might notice that we've already got evidence of a brand new wallpaper pack, right? There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4. In regards to Twitch drops, in regards to DLC, in regards to special content such as this, it will be noticed and seen on scmn.app. A brand new wallpaper pack. Now, some of you might be sitting there and saying, "No, I don't care about wallpaper." Shut up. Let me go to here. I actually already had it like there for a second. Where is it? Pack. There you go. We've only had one wallpaper pack, and it was the one that we got for the new year. That sold for $8, and to this day, it still sells for around $8. This has done a tremendous job retaining its value. People actually do want wallpapers. So this brand new Halloween wallpaper pack might actually be a very interesting investment. I'll have to wait and see. So, yeah, lots of interesting things on the horizon. Next week, balancing update. Keep an eye on the commits. More things are being mentioned. Meta shift appears to be the name for it. Lots of stuff going on. Catapult ammo fires further. Alistair's having a lot of fun yapping about this, isn't he? Go keep an eye on the things in the commits. And one final thing, because we just noticed it. Someone also mentioned it on my Discord. Green HAZMAT. Green HAZMAT. Oh, what on earth would a green HAZMAT be? I wouldn't know. Would you know what a green HAZMAT might be? Well, I guess we're just going to wait and see. And so that, thank you very much for watching the video. I greatly appreciate you watching me. It might have been a bit long, but there's quite a lot of information to get across. And I'm so sorry, but I'm going to do it one more time. I'm not joking. Oh, no. Here we are. Go give it a watch. Skip ahead to the parts that interest you, more specifically the camouflage things. You will see for yourself how effective that is. And the desert stuff, it's really impressive, right? But the only way you're going to find out is if you watch. I'm so sorry. But yeah, anyway. Thank you very much. Catch you later. See you. Goodbye.